Rosenfeld, for those of you who don't know, is one of the very few federal patients. And if you don't know about that, he's going to tell you about that. He has an amazing new book out as well. And he can tell you all about the history of being a federal patient. Now, he gets his cannabis from the federal government, and I believe it's for free, right? Oh, I love this guy. So listen, he's going to tell you about his book and a little bit of history. Rosenfeld. You've also seen him in Fortune and on all the TV shows. Thank you for being here. Rosenfeld.
Good evening. I want to thank Mike Warner and all the people from KUSH for making this experience happen. It's fantastic. I tell you, it's amazing. I think everybody deserves a round of applause for it that we can meet. As you can see, there are a lot of good people that this movement has brought out. When I first found out about medical cannabis, it was 1971. There was no knowledge of the issue then. I started taking on the federal government in 1972. There was no knowledge of the issue then. I fought for 10 years. I won. I became the second person in the United States that the federal government grows medical cannabis for its plasma on a daily basis. So for all of you to know that basically it sums it up. Then I wrote a book. Robert Randall, who was the first patient, wrote a book as he was dying of AIDS. He died in 2001. He received his medicine in 1976. If he would have died without writing his memoirs, without writing the history that he knew, this never would have happened. No one would have known it. Very few people. I knew a little bit about it. I was probably the closest, but it wasn't known. And it dawned on me, if I didn't do the same thing, if God forbid something happened to me, that history goes down. So yeah, I sat down and I finished the book. It took me a while. It's hard writing a book in that area, but anyway, it's called My Medicine. I have copies here that you can get. And basically it's my life story as far as my bone disorder, discovering medical cannabis, the story taken on the federal government, winning, and basically the history of the medical cannabis issue in this country, and where it's evolved to. Look around. I started this, helped start this, and now look at all these people here. And this is just one area of the country. Okay, it's amazing. However, it's still just one area of the country. We've been fighting this issue for years. We've had the federal government do things we thought would win. It hasn't. So tonight, I'm actually here representing Patients Out of Time. If you don't know what Patients Out of Time is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about them in conjunction with something else. Tonight, I'm stating for the first time that I'm starting a new company with a woman from Montana named Heidi Hanford. The new company is Medical Cannabis Solutions. We all want to get medical cannabis into the hands of patients. We all have great ideas on how to implement it. Well, you know, I've been a federal patient for 28 years, okay, and we have 4 left in this country. We haven't done a very good job of implementing it. Okay, so we have 15 states in District of Columbia, but we call it a medicine, okay, and it's been haphazard in all these states. It hasn't been a medicine. And now there's going to be a backlash, God forbid, in 2012, the way the election looks. And not only all the states not get it, but states who are getting it now can have it repealed. And that scares the shit out of me. I'm a federal patient. What am I going to do about it? Well, with Heidi's confidence and convincing, what we're going to do about it is this. I'm the federal patient, okay? I know how to get the best medicine there is in this country, run by the federal government, the safest, okay? That's what I want for the patients. Okay, but when I say patients, they're patients. Doctors who give recommendations, they need to be doctors who have the education. They don't. Okay, so what I want to put together is a package for states to be able to pass a law, implement the law, and get the medicine to the patients, end of line. And be able to implement every segment of that, because we are the medical experts. Patients at a Time is the only organization in this country that is approved by the AMA, the American Medical Association. We put a conference on every 2 years. Doctors can go to our conference, learn from the top scientists, doctors around the country, and get continuing education credits. Nurses through the ANA, American Nurse Associations, can go to our conference and get medical accreditation and continuing education credits. But nobody says this with the media. When they talk about different things with medical cannabis, they give you all kinds of different initials, okay? And none of those have the expertise that Patients Out of Time do. So therefore, instead of just swinging weed around, if a doctor wants to give a recommendation for what we want to do, they're going to have to improve by Patients Out of Time. They're going to have to know what they're doing. They're going to have to learn the disorder. They're going to have to learn the medicine and what they're recommending. The end person giving it to the patients, the pharmacist, they're going to have to do the same thing. Okay? This is all something that's being put together. It's never been done before. But there's so much haphazard going in all these states. We want to put something together that's succinct and that's credible, and that makes a lot of sense because it's going to happen one way or another in most states. Why not have it to where it has the best of credibility, best accountability, and the best people who have been approved by the federal government and also by the AMA and ANA. So again, we're all here saying it's a medicine. And to me, that's the most important aspect. But you've got to control you've got to look at the whole aspect of it. It's not just giving out pot, it's giving out medical cannabis. So we hope to have a trade magazine through Montana Connect and Colorado Connect, trade magazine to show the medical aspect of it, and to give people stories and to help educate. So this is something we're going to try to do. So God forbid, if we lose in 2012, I'm not going to look back and say, well, you know, I should have done something about it. You know, we all need to do something about it. And so that's my way of doing something about it. Anybody who believes the way we believe, please come see me, because we're open-minded. All we care about is people helping us that are going to be able to believe the way we do, that cannabis is totally medical. That social, we're not against the social aspect. It just hasn't been approved yet. Medical cannabis has been approved, and we want to further that for everybody. So come to my booth, 133. You can get my book, my medicine, plus every 2 days we're raffling off one of my tin cans. One of my historic tin cans I get from the federal government for a $5 raffle ticket. You too might be able to have a historic can that you can go back and show all your friends. Thank you. Have a good evening.
I'd like to thank her very much, and I urge each and every one of you to go to his booth and please buy his book. Educate yourself on what it is to be a federal patient. There's only 4 left. Is that correct? 4 people left. And if you can imagine getting your cannabis from the government, wouldn't it be great if we could all get our medicine for free and not have to pay these ridiculously high prices? Next up, we have Dr. Alan Shack.